Hey everyone, this is Dr. Fields again. So today, what I'm really wanting to discuss is kind of in theme with what we've been discussing over the last couple of days, really having to do with changing our mindset. I mean, a lot of this that we've been discussing when we're talking about goals and motivations and urges and the types of thoughts that they spew. We're really talking about mindset, being ready for change, fear of failure, fear of success. It's all mindset. And it's why I think psychologists are the best people to be addressing weight loss issues, because like I said, my premise has always been that 90% of people or more who have long-standing weight loss issues, it's because of um, some kind of mindset issue. Okay, so I guess it was, you know, not too long into my career that I became very interested in neurolinguistics. And neurolinguistics is basically, in a nutshell, how our use of language can shape us. That's very in line with cognitive behavioral therapy and some of its premises in terms of how thoughts influence our behaviors. But I think neurolinguistics has like a special added emphasis on the power of language, and that sometimes we think that we're saying things very cavalierly, like they don't have much, gusto to them, but meanwhile, they're very powerful. And on a subconscious level, they really do have a lot of influence and power over us to the point where we're really not even realizing it. And then cognitive psychology is very similar, but really kind of looking at how certain kinds of thoughts and beliefs can limit our behaviors and, what we're actually able to do, or what we think we're actually able to do or accomplish or set in motion. So, one of the things that I want to bring up today has to do with this language that I think many of us use, myself included, which is almost looking at ourselves as somebody distinct from us. I know this sounds really odd, but let me explain it. So here's something we say to ourselves often. Wow, I really hope that I eventually can lose weight. I really hope that I can change my eating style. Wouldn't it be great if tomorrow morning I could wake up and do something differently? By this time next year, what would be really lovely is if I had lost this much weight and I was looking much better, feeling much better about myself, and really forging a new, healthier lifestyle. When we talk about ourselves like this, it's as if we're talking about another person. And the reason why this is so problematic, aside from the fact that it seems almost nonsensical to be talking about ourselves as if we're somebody else, but the other reason, the main reason why it's so problematic is because when you speak like this, you relinquish control over yourself. So, in other words, it's okay to say things like that about another person, especially somebody who is very important to us, like our son or daughter, right? I hope that he does really well in school, or I hope that, he does well in his upcoming baseball game, or I hope that, he's sharing nicely with the other kids during recess, or doing this or doing that, or I hope he's on his best behavior at his upcoming birthday party. I hope that, my mom is feeling better about this, and that, given that she's had some personal struggles. I hope that my friend is doing well, because I know this big important event was happening in her life, and I hope everything worked out. I hope she did what she said she was going to do. I hope that these people that are important to me are doing what they need to be doing to really ensure their satisfaction over life. Okay. All those kind of statements are sensical. I mean, they make sense. And it's fine to be talking about these things, as in, I hope, because we don't have control over these people. So you hope that they do these positive behaviors for their benefit, but in the end, we don't have 100% control over them, even our kids. That's not a mind-blowing realization, right? We hope that they do these things, right? And we try to influence them to do the right thing or to do things that are going to benefit them. But my main premise here is when we speak like that about other people, it's acceptable, it's okay, it's appropriate because we don't have total control of them. But to speak about ourselves that way is odd because it's like we're talking about another person. Like, I hope I do this behavior tomorrow. I hope that I lose some weight. It's as if we're saying we don't have any control over ourselves. And we just hope that that person does what they should be doing. It sounds like a small thing, but it's so powerful. Language is so powerful. And that's really what neurolinguistics is all about, the power of language. And cognitive psychology is also about the power of our beliefs that a lot of times, language is a part of, right? We speak to ourselves. We have thoughts, we have ideas, we have beliefs about ourselves. And so, changing our language and also changing our beliefs can be really powerful in terms of changing our behavior. If nothing else, if all you do is become more careful about some of the language you use, that in and by itself can lead to really big changes. Rather than saying, I hope that I do what I need to be doing to lose this weight, I hope that I start eating differently, I hope that I don't binge eat anymore, why don't you speak as if you are that person, because you are, and say, I want to change this behavior, and tomorrow I'm going to really try to do something about it. Tomorrow I am going to set my mind to really make an all-out effort to do this. That is much different than saying, I hope I do it. Committing to this process. And listen, as a psychologist, I can analyze, to the cows come home, all different reasons why it might be safer to speak about ourselves as if we're another person, right? It avoids responsibility, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We talked about yesterday, like this fear of success. God forbid that could actually happen. So from this day onward, what I'm hoping that everyone starts to do is to catch themselves and to start saying, like, wait a minute, look at the words I'm using to describe myself. Is that moving me closer to my goal or further away? Is that a sign of being committed to my goal or not so much? Hoping that I do something is a very weak commitment, if a commitment at all, to your goals. Saying that I want to make it a point to do something about this behavior, and tomorrow, I'll be damned, I'm going to try my hardest to make a positive change. I'm going to be talking a lot more about mindset because it has everything to do with weight loss in the next future videos. So stay tuned. And like I said, from today moving forward, please pay really close attention to the language you use when you're referring to yourself in terms of your weight loss goals. This is Dr. Fields, and see you soon.